to the light.
What do you know?
So they took to the trees and took to the skies.
What do you know?
On top of the chain and safe from the rain.
What do you know?
What you know about the ways of the underside?
What do you know?
Bought a hot shotgun from an old Van Guinea.
What do you know?
Cause they're hip to the bone and hip to the light.
What do you know?
And they hip with your ass cause you ain't got a penny.
What do you know?
What you know about the ways on the underside?
What do you know?
Bought a hot shotgun from a North Van Guinea.
What do you know?
Hand it up with your eyes cause you ain't got a penny.
What do you know?
Dropping bombs from above, cut you all down to size.
What do you know?
Cause they hip to the ball and they hip to the rise.
What do you know?
Yeah, the streets rose in two perfect waves in the night.
What do you know?
Crashes on my left and one on my right. It's all fire and brimstone, baby, so let's go outside.
What do you
It's all
know?
fire and brimstone, baby. I got my brand new pistol, baby.
What do you know?
Got a hot shot cat from a North Van Guinea.
What do you know?
Hand it up with your eyes cause you ain't got a penny.
What do you know?
Dropping bombs from above, cut you all down to size.
What do you know?
Cause they hip to the ball and they hip to the rise. And they hip to the rise.
Let's begin. Welcome to the block. As per usual, I am your host, Kyle Johnston. It's for the late night addicts, the early morning coffee drinkers. You find my work on Twitter at KJ_the block. Find my work on my blog site, KyleJohnsonTheBlock.wordpress.com. Merry Christmas to all. It is Christmas Eve. We got a light board tonight. Got a light board. I'm just gonna fly through some picks. Gonna keep this short. As if you've seen my other podcasts, I do have a problem uploading here at my parents' place. Internet seems to like everything. It's quality. It just doesn't like to upload. My buddy's saying that maybe my brother had the bandwidth still on default or something like that. I should go in and play with some settings. I know exactly what they mean, so I'll do that. But I just got a couple games. We got a couple football games for you here. I'll talk a little bit of World Junior. We'll lay down some futures, some future wagers on that. There's some value out there. Obviously, us being Canadian, we like our World Junior hockey. I like it. It's a big tradition of mine. It's kind of nice to see some kids playing for the passion, not playing for the money. Even though they all got their eye on the pros. They all got the eye on the pros. They know. They're not dumb. They have a good performance in this tournament. That helps them along. That helps them along their way. It speeds up their progress to the NHL. Now, not all make it. There's been many a busts. But yeah, so I got a little bit of future wagers on that. We'll break down Team Sweden. We'll break down Team USA. We'll obviously look at Team Canada, and then I'll send you all on your way. But Boise State won the Poinsettia Bowl last night. Domination. It's about time. But Northern Illinois didn't really have much to play for. They lost the MAC championship. They're 500. They're over 500. Boise State had a lot to prove. Rippon had a good game. Pretty good game. That kid had a lot to prove. He had an up and down, injury-plagued season. McNichols, running back, he's got one eye on the draft. He wanted to have a solid performance as well. Help his draft status out, especially running backs. They're not really they're not really in favor by NFL general managers as much because they're almost like a dime a dozen. Just reach into the bag and pull one out, throw him behind the quarterback, and let him run. He gets injured, next man up. But good on Boise State last night, pull that away. 55-7 victory. So good on my Boise State Broncos. Congratulations, enjoy your holidays. So today, we got one football game in the NFL. We got the Thursday Nighter. As I say, no rest for the wicked. The NFL, no rest. But gives us an entertainment. Gives us some entertainment here on Christmas Eve, which is kind of nice. I like that. Something about my holidays. I like to kick back. I like to watch my football games. I like to go to some events. I like to go out to some clubs. I got a little bit more time on my hands. So this is just one of my traditions of the holidays, is sitting back and kicking back and watching some football, watching some World Junior, as well as, like I said, hitting some establishments up. Tonight we got the Oakland Raiders. They're hosting the San Diego Chargers. Oakland Raiders are laying 5 points. Total in this game is 46. Kind of went back and forth a little bit in this game because the San Diego Chargers played good football in December, but they're not the same team right now. They're not the same team. Now they might come into this game a little bit of a chip on their shoulder since all the rumors about them moving to LA. But even with that, the Oakland Raiders are a better football team. The Oakland Raiders, they're trying to prove that they're no jokes no more. They're about a 500 football team, I do believe, in my opinion. They're sitting at 6-8. Do I think they can win both of these next games? I don't know. I think they're going to finish 7-9. I think they're going to be playing for a 500 chance to be 500 in Week 17. So I see them coming out with a victory in this game. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a tight game. But I do see them covering the spread. So I'm going to take the Oakland Raiders at 5 right now. I wish we could get it down to 4. I am going to wait. I will be wagering on the Oakland Raiders. Hopefully we see some money come in on the San Diego Chargers and we can get that line down to about -4. But I'll be taking the Oakland Raiders. I also like the over in this game. I also like the over. Phillip Rivers, he's good 17 to 20 points. He's good for 17 to 20. I know the Raiders have put up 3 points in, 3 of their last 5 games. So that's not good. They kind of came awake last week against Miami, but Miami's fucking god-awful. Oh, God. Dear God, Miami. Jarvis Landry. You're on the list, Jarvis Landry. You're on the list. The whole Dolphins team's on the list. So, not surprising. I was all over San Diego last week anyways, because the Miami Dolphins are exactly who we thought they were. Gutless wonders. So what happens when you make Don McKinsu basically your leader. Look what happens. So I'm going to take the Oakland Raiders at -5. I'm also going to take the over 46 in this game. The Oakland Raiders, stats aren't looking too good both ways. The Raiders are 7-7 on the season against the spread. San Diego's 6-8 against the spread on the season. The Oakland Raiders are 7-18 against the spread in their last 25 at home against the San Diego Chargers. So not a good history, but the Oakland Raiders they've been shit. That's what they've been. They've been a laughingstock of the NFL for the last 5 or 6 years. They're just starting to round in the form under Derek Carr. Cooper's a hell of a little wide receiver. Amari Cooper, definitely up there for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's had a quality season, a consistent season. Charles Woodson, this is his farewell game, last game at home, so I can see the Raiders getting pumped for him. Khalil Mack, what can I say about this guy? This guy's turning into a monster on defense. People haven't been paying attention to some West Coast football. Khalil Mack, definitely turning into a monster. Exactly what the Oakland Raiders need back there. A little smash mouth football. He's one hell of a defensive end linebacker. Hell of a pass rusher. He's quality. He's all round. He kind of reminds me of a little bit speedier Ray Lewis, to be honest with you. A little bit speedier Ray Lewis. Khalil Mack. He's mean, too. But San Diego, they're 9-2 straight up in their last 11 and playing on the road in Oakland. But they're 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 on the road in Oakland. San Diego's also 8-17 against the spread in their last 25 overall. And they're 1-6 straight up their last 7 games on the road overall. So I do like some of these trends in favor of the Oakland Raiders. I will be riding the Oakland Raiders at -5 and over 46. Total's gone over in 6 of Oakland's last 8 games at home. Total's gone over in 6 of San Diego's last 8 games and playing on the road against Oakland. So we're going to ride that trend. The other football game on the card tonight is in the NCAA. The Aloha Bowl in Hawaii. Kicks off 10 o'clock Eastern Time. We got the San Diego State Aztec taking on the Cincinnati Bearcats. Mountain West. Mountain West squad taking on a Big East squad. Well, former Big East squad. They're in the American now. I'm pretty sure it's called now. Yeah, the American. So we got a Mountain West taking on the American. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be some quality entertainment in the late night hours. Keep us degenerates entertained on a Christmas Eve when we're all around with our families. That's what I'll be doing. I know I got some family events in the afternoon. We'll probably stretch into the evening. I know I got to go up to the farm, grandfather's farm, tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. Some good times. Good traditional, Christmas things. The feast. The roast beast, as the Grinch would say. That's what I'm looking forward to. Some food. It's always good when you got somebody else cooking food for you. That's what I say. I'm a pretty good cook. I'm a pretty good cook. Living on my own. But it's always good when you got somebody else cooking food for you. But anyways, Cincinnati Bearcats, San Diego Aztecs. Cincinnati, they're putting up 36 points a game, giving up 30. So we've seen some wild shootouts with the Cincinnati Bearcats this season. San Diego State, they bring a solid defense to the table. They're giving up 17 points a game. They like to run the ball, putting up 235 rush yards a game. So they're a classic smash mouth football team, old school. Run the ball, play defense, tick, 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 tick. See the clock ticking. I don't think we're going to necessarily see that because we got two backup quarterbacks in this game. Just pull up their names here. So Gunnar Kiel's out. Cincinnati Bearcats starting quarterback. He's out. Personal matters. He didn't even make the trip to Hawaii. That's a big loss for the Bearcats. That's a massive loss for the Bearcats. Hayden Moore is stepping up under center for the Bearcats. And Maxwell. Maxwell is not playing for the San Diego State offense. Their backup Chapman, who stepped up against Air Force, he's stepping in. He went 9 of 14, 203, and a touchdown against the Air Force in San Diego State's last game. So we got a battle of the backups. It's going to be interesting. Both have had experience playing. Moore went in, put up 557 yards against Memphis for a Bearcats win. As I just mentioned, Chapman got some much-needed experience against Air Force. So we're going to see some we're going to see some sloppiness on the offense to start the game. We will. But I think it'll round into form. Cincinnati's defense is not too good. Aztec, and their leading rusher, Donnell Pumphrey, is going to be able to run all over them. You know, he ran 284 times, 1,500 plus yards, 26 TDs on the season. So he's going to be able to find some gaps, which is going to open up the passing game. Cincinnati's going to be able to put some points on the board. Both teams are going to be trying to stay with each other. So with all that being said, let's get to the game. So San Diego State, they're laying 2.5 points right now. The total in this game is 56.5. I like San Diego State. I'm going to ride the Aztecs. Cincinnati, they've put up a couple shitty outings on the road lately. They got pumped by the South Florida Bulls, 65-27. They barely squeaked by a brutal East Carolina squad, 19-16 in their last game. So they've struggled on the road. They lost to Houston, 33-30 in a shootout. There's nothing to be ashamed about that. But San Diego, they've rallied off 9 straight wins. They're on a roll. It's a big game for the Mountain West, and they know that. So they want to come out with a good performance. So I'm going to take the San Diego State Aztecs at -2.5. But I'm also going to roll with the over in this game at 56. I'm going to take the over 56 as well. So just to replay my bets for tonight before I get into a little bit of World Junior talk and I'll let you guys go. But before I get to that, my buddy actually showed me last night, before I even get in, I'll replay my picks here in a second. My buddy showed me last night that actually one of our favorite bands, well, you know, Tool's my favorite band. Maynard James Keenan, Danny Carey, Adam Jones, Justin Chancellor. But Maynard James Keenan, you know, in my opinion, probably the best vocalist in the world. His creativity, his range, awesome. He's just real. That's all I can say about the guy. He's just real. But one of his side projects, Pussyfur, is actually coming to town. My buddy's already bought tickets, showed me last night. So I got to rearrange some dates. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. So I might as well play us out while I go through the World Juniors and my plays with a little bit of Pussyfur. Just to let you guys know if you're interested in who this is. But they're going to be rolling into Toronto, I think, in January, February-ish. I know Tool's got a new tour announced as well. So we got some action coming from the dark side of LA. So what I like to call it sometimes. Usually the dark side brings the light. So anyways, to recap those plays that I just did. In the NFL, we got the Oakland Raiders hosting the San Diego Chargers. Oakland Raiders are laying 5 points. Total in that game is 46. I'm on the Oakland Raiders at -5. Hopefully it gets down to -4, and that's when I'll really play that bet. But I will play it anyways. I'm also on the over 46. And the college football game in the Aloha Bowl. Damn, it'd be nice to be in Hawaii. I'll tell you that much. San Diego State Aztecs, they're taking on the Cincinnati Bearcats. San Diego's laying 2.5 points. Total in this game is 56.5. I got San Diego State at -2.5. And I also got the over at 56. May the winners be ours. Well, so on Boxing Day, the World Juniors kick off. And I haven't checked any of the actual lines for the games. I will do that soon enough, and I'll break those down, and I'll provide you some plays and some knowledge. But I started to look at the futures, started to look at some of the rosters, with all the rosters being confirmed and announced. And I wanted to see if there was any value out there. And we got some value. So obviously Team Canada is the favorite to win. Team Canada's at plus 125 to win the tournament. Sweden's sitting at plus 400. USA's plus 450. Russia's plus 500. The host Finns, they're at plus 500 as well. And that's basically where you can stop if you're looking for a winner. Czech Republic, they're plus 4,000. Yeah, this Pussyfur, man, some interesting stuff, you know? A lot of, like, industrial remix, kind of, like, techno, drum, electronic stuff going down, man. Pretty interesting stuff. It's a different side of them. I enjoy it. Tim Herb Alexander, I know from Primus, helps out with drums a lot. But anyways, on to Canada. So, Team Canada, they just anointed Braden Point, the captain. Lawson Krause and Joe Hicks will both be alternate captains. So they're going to go with 3 people with letters. Kind of shocked that Marner didn't get an assistant captain role. I'm really shocked. But I think they're just going to let the kid go and put up points. So I'm looking at Canada's roster. We're pretty deep. Pretty deep. One guy that's kind of got my eye is Matthew Barzal. Matthew Barzal, I really thought the Boston Bruins were going to draft him last year. The New York Islanders ended up snatching him. 16th overall in the first round. This kid's going to be interesting. He plays for Seattle, WHL. He's a feisty guy. He's my kind of player. He can put some points on the board. He'll definitely step up offensively, but he's gonna throw his heart and soul out there. He's gonna be blocking shots. He's gonna come up with some big hits. He's gonna be one of those energetic guys. He's playing with Jake Virtanen right now, of the Vancouver Canucks. So I think that could be a pretty deadly second line, a nice 1-2 combo. Obviously, Dylan Strome, Mitch Marner will be leading the way offensively on that first line. It should be pretty interesting to see these two lads go at it. Pretty familiar with each other. I'm not too familiar with the goaltending tandem, though. Obviously, the goaltending is pretty important in the World Juniors, especially for Canada. Mason McDonald, Mackenzie Blackwood. Don't really know too much. Both been drafted. Mason McDonald's got the age advantage, so I think they're going to be rolling with him and the experience. Plays for Charlottetown, so that'll make what's his name? Doug McKenzie pretty happy, representing PEI. Doug McLean, sorry. That'll make Doug McLean pretty happy, representing PEI. I'm looking at TSN right now, so I'm seeing Bob McKenzie's name everywhere. Defense going to be pretty solid for all you Leafs. Travis Dermott, another Leaf prospect. There's a lot of Leaf prospects in this tournament, so you Leaf fans should be pretty happy. You got Dermott, you got and Marner playing for the Canadian squad. Now Dermott is going to be like a 6th, 7th defenseman. He's not going to get a whole lot of looks, but you're still going to get a look at him. Now, speaking of some other Leaf prospects, let's take a look at Team Sweden here, because I think we got some value with Team Sweden sitting here at plus 400. Obviously, you got Nylander. Everybody's talking about Nylander right now. He's leading the AHL in points when he took off for this tournament. So William Nylander's playing, but they also got Timashov of the Quebec Rampart. He's a Toronto prospect as well. So Yuli fans can keep an eye on him. Nylander's little brother, Alexander, he plays for Mississauga in the OHL. Pretty sure he's draft eligible. He's also on the squad, so that's kind of interesting. But they got a solid squad. Sweden. A lot of hometown kids. Few draft eligible kids, so that's interesting. Carl Grundstom, Rasmus Asplund. They're both eligible for the draft, so they're going to be interesting to watch. I like kind of watching the kids that are a little bit younger that can be drafted still. See, these guys are a little bit all over the place, Pussyfur. But anyways, so I like Team Sweden. They just lost to Team Canada 7-6. Made a little bit of a comeback in that third period. I like to see the heart of the kids. Sweden's going to be geared up too with the tournament in Finland. I also like the United States. The United States is going to be a solid team. They got some solid goaltending with Halverson and Neto Jovic. Neto Jokovic. Sorry, buddy. Just have a hard name there, man. Halverson and Neto Jokovic. Two solid goaltenders. Both drafted in 2014. They both bring some experience to the table. Cool thing though right now about the States this year is they got a whole bunch of draft eligible kids. Charlie McAvoy. Charlie McAvoy. He's got a weird fucking capital A in there, man. People starting to spell these fucking names all weird and shit like that, right? Why can't you just spell them like normal, like it's supposed to be pronounced? So Charlie McAvoy. Brandon Fortunato. Chad Chris. 3 guys on the back end, draft eligible, so it's going to be pretty interesting. A couple will play for Boston U. But they're all obviously led by Austin Matthews. He's playing over in Zurich, which is awesome. He's like, fuck it, man. I'll go make some money. Why? Why waste another year? Why waste a year in college or in the O or anywhere when I can go make some money and play against men? He's doing quite well over there. 6'2" forward, 200 pounds. This guy's got some speed. It's not as shifty and not as fast as Connor McDavid. But he's a good player. He's more like a Sidney Crosby than a Connor McDavid. He's more of a grinder, cycle the puck in the corner. He's got very good vision. Quick hands. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be really fun to watch. He's obviously going to lead the way. Matthew Tkachuk. I wonder if that's any relation to Keith Tkachuk. He's playing out in London. I'm going to go check that out. For the Leaf fans, you can look forward to Kasperi Kapanen. He's also playing on Finland as well. So you guys got a handful of prospects there. I just named a few. But with all that being said, I just went down. I was saying we do have some value here. So, obviously, Canada at plus 125 is probably a smart pick. You're getting some plus money out of that. They're going to go out to at least the semifinals. That's a guarantee. But I'm looking at Sweden and the USA right now. Sweden's sitting at plus 400. USA at plus 450. Both in Canada's group, which is interesting. So my advice is to only take one. I would go with Sweden right now. I think Sweden's going to give them a run. I think Sweden's going to be pumped to play in Finland. I like Sweden at plus 400. I think they're going to get to the semi. I think all 3 of those teams somehow are going to get to the semifinals some way. But they're going to have to meet up. 2 of those teams might have to play each other in the quarterfinals. We'll see how it all unfolds starting Boxing Day. But I'll be putting some money on Sweden at plus 400. And I do like the USA at plus 450 as well. Take your pick. It's Christmas Eve. Glad you can join me here on a little quick edition of The Block. It's a pretty tough Christmas here around my family, but, you know, we're tough. We're tough. Glad to see my friends. Glad to see a lot of people I haven't seen in a couple months. Let's have a few cold refreshments, and let's relax. And on these holidays, may the winners be everybody's. And I'll try to put out some picks here for Boxing Day. I know I'm going to be busy Boxing Day, but I'll try to put some picks out there for Boxing Day. And remember, if you're not laying the money down on the table, you're not winning.
Unless you don't give a good goddamn about redemption. I know Christ is coming, so you would too if the sexy devil caught your eye. She'll suck you dry, still you'll cry to be back in her bosom, to do it again. She'll make you weep and moan and cry to be back in her bosom, to do it again. Till I go blind, 'cause nobody ever survives. Praying to stay in your arms just until I can die a little longer. Saviors and saints, devils and demons alive, she'll let you alive. Jesus is risen. It's no surprise, even he would martyr his mama to ride to hell between those thighs. The pressure is building at the base of my spine. If I gotta sin to see her again, then I'm gonna lie. She'll make you cry. I'll sell my soul to be back in your bosom. Gladly now, please suck me dry, and still you'll cry to be back in her bosom. Do it again. Till I go blind.